Picture this. You're a little kid in primary school all over again, rocking those not so fashionable shades, maybe that unicorn rainbow fairy dust t-shirt, or Hot Wheels Beat That t-shirt, or socks even. But it didn't really matter if it was fashionable or not because you thought it was cool. Your mom probably told you it was cool. So, you're like, yeah, Mom, I know I'm cool. You probably even thought you had superpowers. Well, to this day, there's nothing wrong with still being delusional. Here's why. As they say on TikTok, Delulu is the Salulu. But, okay, before you're like, oh my God, what is this girl freaking talking about? This is so cringy. Here's why. Hear me out. I choose to believe anything I want. Obviously, in a logical way, I'm not out here thinking I can defy gravity and jump off a cliff and be fine. Although I have gone cliff jumping. But you know what I mean. You get the point. I have a choice. We all have a choice because every day is full of decisions. Everything you think, everything you say, everything you feel, everything you do, all of that is a choice. And you do have more power than you give yourself credit for. And here's where the delusion falls into place, so you can see where I'm connecting the two. How you view yourself in the world and your outlook on life guides you into your decision making, aka what this episode's gonna be about. And I want to touch on examples of what that looks like in your everyday habits and overall just life in general. First off, so at my old job, my coworker always told me the ball is in your court. What that means when you look it up is it is your turn to make a decision or to take action in a situation. It pretty much shows how it's your responsibility to take initiative of the next step moving forward. I loved that quote because it could be used in such a versatile way. At that time, my coworker saying that to me a lot was because of where I was at that point in my life. I didn't always feel like I had a choice or say in how the situation was gonna move forward. I didn't know how the situation was gonna progress. But she said this to me, reminding me of how I am in control of the situation, literally at all times. That nobody else can control me or what I choose to do. And like I say, it has versatility in the situation, in any situation. So although she mentioned it to me for that point in my life, I see it in a way that can apply to just life in general. As mentioned earlier, it can be applied to daily situations, relationships, and friendships, and you have the ability and responsibility to take initiative. No one else can make these decisions or do these actions for you except you. And with advice even, you can take all the advice you can from all of your peers, your coworkers, friends, all that stuff. Literally anyone who gives you advice, even listening to this podcast, I'm giving advice. That's you gathering all the data and doing what you will with it. Obviously, listening to this podcast, I hope it does give a lot of insight and informative value, but what you do with it, again, is essentially up to you. That's your choice, that's your decision. With life in general and with decisions you make, you need to be decisive. You need to be confident. Literally choose something, choose anything. You will attract what you believe, what you pursue, and who you pursue. Choosing nothing is an option, but where is that going to get you? And let me clear up where I'm going with this. Sometimes you have too many options. For example, you might have a variety of job options or places or companies that you want to apply for. You just don't know where or what. Sometimes it's just because you don't know which route you want to go down. But what I'm saying here is choose something. The universe will help figure it out for you. If the path you choose is not meant to be, the universe will guide you where you're supposed to be. I'll elaborate on this a little more later on, but what I'm saying is you need to put your trust in that. Trust that you're choosing what you think is best for you at that moment. I know it can be overwhelming with the amount of options there are, but you'll never know if it's the right decision until you try. And ultimately, trying is what narrows down those overwhelming, limitless amount of options. So about a year ago, I had just graduated with a psychology degree. I was very overwhelmed, stressed, and anxious because there were too many options. A psychology degree is a very major and broad degree to pursue. You could literally do anything with it It really did make me feel lost, but looking at it, like, that's actually a good problem to have, that there's too many options. It kind of is a beautiful thing. So after I did graduate, I went down the housing specialist route. I did serve the homeless population. I got that experience as well as working in an office, and I realized that that wasn't for me. That's not something I want to pursue or continue going down. So now I'm currently going down the supervising route, and I actually am a yoga teacher, and that I know I enjoy and actually really do like. I look forward to going to work. I look forward to doing all these things. And because of that, I'm living, I'm learning, I'm thriving. And with all that said, I didn't think I'd ever go down the supervising and yoga instructing route. It was just so unexpected. But like I said, I'm enjoying it. This is all to say that had I not chosen something to go down, I would not have known what other options I have or what works for me and what doesn't work for me. If I did go with one option and chose to stay with that option forever, knowing I didn't enjoy it, I'd be miserable. So definitely choosing something and just testing the waters if that's something you want to do or not do, that leads you in another direction. And what I mean by choosing something and the universe will guide you is that when you make a decision, you're initiating that process of getting that part of your life started. The universe or God or whatever you believe in will ultimately start shifting things in that process to either support or challenge your decision. With that support or challenge, it'll either guide you into that direction or a different one. It will help guide you into some direction. I say this in a way to create that trust in a higher being or a higher power, to put matters in your own hands, but to trust that it will all unfold in the way it's supposed to in your favor. And when it comes to feeling that anxiety of wondering, did I make the right decision? Keep going and fighting for that choice you decisively made for yourself. Consistency is key. You need to stay consistent. Nothing ever gets accomplished without consistency. And with consistency, that's where you win. Life will give you challenges. You will be forced to go through obstacles. But without obstacles, how are you going to grow? You don't come from a place of comfort. You don't grow through a place of comfort, of stability and safety. If you're asking for strength and growth, don't be surprised when life gives you those challenges. So there is a difference in having that anxiety when your body's telling you something needs to change and life throwing challenges at you. So, on one hand, if the anxiety and depression is screaming, I'm not happy with where I'm at, that's, sometimes because you feel stagnant. But with that literally is the big indicator that something in your life needs to change. Sometimes that thing that needs to change in your life could be your friend group, your partner, your job, the area you live in. If you're not happy with your life, if you're not happy at where you're at, change it. And I'm not saying this as if it's going to happen in one day. Like, I know it's not going to happen in the blink of an eye. It's not that easy. It's very much easier said than done. I'm obviously not that delusional. I know I was speaking about delusion earlier, but the saying, good things take time, and they really do. But good things will only happen if you put in the work. You need to put in some effort, and you need to be willing to make that choice, to put in the effort, to put in the work. Do something with your life and make that change. You deserve to live a life you're happy with. You only get one life, so why not be happy? So yeah, there is, again, that difference in having that anxiety when your body is telling you something needs to change versus life throwing obstacles at you. So when you do feel something needs to change, everything around you kind of just feels off. But when life's throwing obstacles at you, that's also life telling you, this is what you asked for, this is where you're going to get your growth and your strength and your power. But overall, if you have your goal, keep your eye on the prize and fight for that. Fight for those challenges because you will win in the end, some way or another. All in all, you must make the decision and choose what you want in order to better your life. Nothing will ever be handed to you. You can't just expect to manifest something and just think of it in your head or just write it down and expect it to happen. Again, you need to put in the work. You have to choose every single day to put in the work, make some sort of effort. It could be little, it doesn't have to be anything huge. And as I touched on a little bit earlier, without choosing, you end up losing. Without choosing, you create uncertainty. You create more overwhelming emotions for yourself. It may even create more stagnancy. There's no activity, there's no movement, there's no momentum. Basic physics, Newton's law of motion. An object that stays at rest stays at rest. But an object that stays in motion unless a force acts upon it. We can use our minds here. Choose nothing, your life will stay at rest. Choose something, you get the ball rolling, and now you're in motion. The only force that's going to stop this momentum is you. If you have goals and you have plans, be decisive. Choose to take action. Choose to do something about it. If you want to or are going to do something, do it. Literally, what's holding you back? You. You're holding yourself back. You're your worst enemy. It's helpful to act upon that goal literally as soon as possible, as soon as you even think of it, because you talk yourself out of it. Your brain will play games on you, and your mind will literally convince you otherwise. If you have a goal and you don't act upon it, fear will creep in. Fear will come and control you. So get to it before you stop yourself with your own limiting beliefs. And as mentioned, without taking action and without choosing to follow through to better your life, you lose time and you can lose opportunities. And choosing to run from and or avoid your problems is an option too, but that's a race you'll never win. Face it head on and do something about it. So that's the overall motivational get your shit together, do something with your life, a little spiel. I thought it was spiel, but Google says it's spiel, so spiel is my little spiel there. Let's switch gears to making choices in everyday life. So let's start with what you tell yourself in the morning. Am I gonna get up when my alarm rings the first time? Or am I gonna start my day off with an L by snoozing it first and going back to sleep? Yeah, I'm calling you out. Do you also ask yourself this? Am I going to the gym today? Am I gonna feed myself before my stomach screams at me, bitch, I'm hungry? These should all be no-brainers, but your brain does interfere and talks you out of doing what you should do. So there's this 3-second rule. I love this. I try to live by it. I need to work on it a little bit more. But what the 3-second rule is if you want to do something, count to 3 and just do it. Don't think, just do. It literally only takes a few seconds for your brain to convince you not to do what you want to do. So if your alarm rings in the morning, which you already decided the night before that you wanted to wake up at the time, which is why you set the time for that alarm, don't snooze that shit. Get up, get your ass out of bed. Count to 3. Your alarm's ringing. 1, 2, 3, get up. Don't think about it, just do it. You're laying there, because think about it. You're laying in bed, your alarm's ringing, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to get out of bed. Let me just snooze it. I'll just keep laying here. No. Your alarm's going to ring, and you just go, 1, 2, 3, get up. And that's all you're thinking about. 1, 2, 3, get up. Get the fuck up. So I personally leave my phone in the bathroom. So when it rings in the morning, I don't have any other choice but to get up and turn it off, or else it's going to annoy the fuck out of me and then I'm going to be angry the rest of the day. So that's just a thing I like to do. It does help a lot. But yeah, that 3-second rule applies to that. It can also apply to if you're on TikTok and you need to do something. You need to go do your laundry. You need to go eat. Then you're on TikTok. Okay, I need to go do this. Think about it. You're scrolling. You're like, okay, after this TikTok. Okay, after this TikTok. Okay, after this. No, I need to do this. 1, 2, 3. Lock the phone, drop it, and go. It literally is your brain telling you, I'm addicted to this scrolling. I'm addicted to this TikTok. Let me just keep doing just for a little bit. And then a little bit turns into 4 hours. You just wasted 4 hours of your life. Put the phone down, get your ass up. I feel like a drill sergeant. It really is easy to get into that habit, but it's also really easy to break that habit. I've been falling out of it these past few days, but we'll do this together. You and I, we're doing this. Starting right now. And like I said, once you start, consistency is key. Keep going, keep it going. As we're on the topic of how you start your morning, you can also choose to have a bad day. You can choose to have a good day. You can choose what kind of thoughts and what kind of feelings, what kind of emotions you want to elicit for the day. Sounds crazy, I know. It's obviously all easier said than done, but literally, you can. You can just wake up and decide, today is a good day to have a good day. I'm just going to be happy today. I'm going to be nice to people. And naturally, it will feel like a good day. Choose to be nice to people, even if they aren't nice to you. Honestly, if someone's not nice to you, that says a lot more about their character than yours. So why even let that affect you? Smile at strangers. Making eye contact radiates confidence. You make small eye contact with someone and smile. Most likely, if they see you're making eye contact with them and they lock eye contact back, they'll smile at you. It probably will make their day. Or sometimes, like at least for me, when someone smiles at me, it makes my day because I just think it's so wholesome and sweet and I love it. So if you're smiling at another person, I don't think anyone will ever get smiled at and be offended unless it's like some creepy, rapey looking person. But like, you get what I'm saying. Smile at a person. You're not gonna do any harm in that. Going back to earlier, I gave a visualization of being a child, being a little delusional little person. So let's touch back on that. Choose to be slightly delusional. Being delulu is the silulu. Once again, with the little quote, I don't care if you think it's cringy, okay? It helps with confidence. Every time I walk into a room, I strut my shit. Everyone's turning their heads. Everyone's looking my direction because I'm that bitch. This is where the delusional part comes in, okay? I think that everyone in the room's in love with me. I think everyone wants to either be me or be with me. You know, I'm aware there's a chance, very small chance, that no one's even looking at me or even noticed that I walked into the room. But it could be embarrassing if you think it's embarrassing. But it's really not embarrassing. You know why? Hear me out. I'm going to tell myself I'm hot. I'm going to tell myself everyone's in love with me because that's the energy I put out. If that's the energy I put out, that's the energy I will receive. Perception is everything, as I've done an episode on, so go check that out. But my perception here is I'm that bitch. I'm that hot person. I radiate confidence. Even if I'm not a confident person, there are times where I lack that confidence, but I'll still put that energy out, and I'll still put out the energy that I'm approachable and likable. So whether people believe what's going on in my world, in my head, I'm not harming anyone. I am happy and confident, and that's all that matters. Like I said, I'm not harming anybody. I'm not obnoxiously saying out there, screaming to the whole entire world, or have a sign on my forehead saying, give me attention, like me. Like, I'm just radiating out there that I'm confident. And so, with that said, I'm winning. I feel good about myself. Energy radiates and is picked up by other energy. What energy you put out, someone else's energy feels and senses, and that's what either draws them to you or draws them away from you. So, why do you think happy, positive, friendly people are more approachable? Your energy likes positive vibes. So, like I said, it doesn't really matter what other people truly feel about you walking into the room. In this example, they could either think you're ugly or hot, not notice because they're in their own world. But like I said, you walk in, you strut your shit, and because you're that confident motherfucker, people will think, wow, I want to be like that. I want that person in my life. Or like, I wish I was that person. Literally goals. That would just be enough for you to like feel good about yourself, you know? And who cares what negative BS other people think anyway? People judge no matter what because they're unhappy with that parts of themselves. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You always come first. So we're going to switch gears to that. You coming first. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to make decisions for yourself. It's way better to choose yourself. Think of your dream life and do the little things every day to move even one little step closer to that dream or that goal. You choose yourself. You choose to better yourself. Choose something that will benefit you. Like, think about it. Do you want to choose a life that makes you happy, or do you want to choose a life that makes other people happy? Why would you even want to live a life that others want for you? If you even did choose to live a life for other people, what good would that do for you? Who even knows if you choosing to do that will make that other person happy? Who even knows if they'll notice? They probably won't even appreciate it. The only one who'll truly see and feel how far you've come, again, is you. So pop the fuck off. If your mom or dad, I don't know, let's say, wanted you to join the army or become a nurse, and then you did decide to follow through with that for the sake of them, you're really not in control of your own life. If your mom or dad wanted you to join, I don't know, the army or to become a nurse or whatever it is that they wanted you to do or want you to do, and you chose to do that, then you really don't have any control. You'll end up resenting them every day for something that you probably aren't happy in because that wasn't your choice. It was theirs. So be selfish. Like, sorry, mom and dad. I know that'll make you happy, but it won't make me happy. It's my life. I'm going to make a lot of money some other way. Don't worry, I'll help you go into retirement. But with all of this said, here are a few takeaways of this episode. Things will not be handed to you. Things will not be served to you on a plate. When buying things, you have to pay for what you want. That doesn't stop with your life. You have to pay with your efforts and your energy in order to be given your reward. What you put out, you will be rewarded with. Be delusional. Think you're that boss ass bitch. You're dope as hell. Think everyone wants to be you, because why wouldn't they? Without choosing, you end up losing. Choose something and trust that everything will work out and unfold in the way it's supposed to. And don't give up hope when life throws obstacles at you, because that's literally the only way you grow. Be decisive and be confident. Choose yourself and be selfish. People are going to judge you no matter what. You don't think I'm scared of posting these? I know people are judging, but my intention here is good. And that's all that matters. And essentially, you really do have control. The ball is in your court. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to change your situation. You have the power to stop feeling sorry for yourself and get up and do something with your life. You are in the driver's seat. Stop being passenger princess to your own life. Literally, get in the driver's seat, step on that fucking gas pedal, and remember that life is not that serious. Peace out, bestie.